Egboma na-ege ntị, anyị ekene unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sịkwa unu daalụ niile ka unu si na-esara anyị n'akwụkwọ n'ife anyị na-eme. Asịkwa nke anyị chiri ya zelu. A sị na ya dịrị onye ọbụla na mma ka a bụ ndị na-ekwu okwu gbasịta maka nnwere onwe nke ndị Igbo na nnwere onwe nke Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ onye ndu nke IPOB. A sịrị unu ga-adị ka echi na-eche ada agwụ agwụ. Mana aka anyị kwuru na-akwa ya dịrịrị ise ise ise. Dịka o si dị, anyị eje gbapụ ya ọsọ n'igosi unu ife anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ege ntị ọfụma. Anyị ji nnukwu ozi wee bịa from the office of PM, the Biafran Prime Minister, Maazị Simon Ekpa. Ule nnukwu okwu o kwuru, ule nnukwu ife o unveil about Biafran shocking movement to UN. Mmachukwu gee ya, unu kesa ya bụ ife unu akaba alụ. Drop all anyị comment unu na comment section below ife ichelu, ife obi gị gwa gị gbasịta maka ife a Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. Alright, daalụ niile dịka anyị eje iwọchi ya bụ ife ka Chukwu oke abịa mana onye na anyị ise. Alright, over to you my PM, over to you sir.
Idiot is enjoying Nigeria, corrupt Nigeria, and he is standing in a pulpit where he should be preaching about God, where he should be preaching about salvation, where he should be preaching about the impunity of Nigeria, where he should be preaching what made Simon Ekpa to go into Biafra struggle, where he should be preaching why is Simon Ekpa fighting and why Simon Ekpa doing what he's doing. He did not want to tell the people what prompted Simon Ekpa to start fighting for freedom of Biafra people. No, he is preaching how bad Simon Ekpa, but did not want to preach that billions of dollars is missing in Nigeria, which should have been used to build hospital and build road for you. He did not preach that Ifeanyi Oba that is bankrolling him, because I have been told in confidence and factual that Ifeanyi Oba bankrolled him today, and he is now serving under Newi according to the intel. So for some of you who knows this bishop, you know I cannot just come here and lie. You are in the East, you know him very well. I don't know who he is, so you know where he is serving. They say he is serving at Newi. He was formerly in Ekulobia, but now in Newi. So if I know bankrolled him to come to church, you know they are using everywhere. You know they are fighting. This is the last battle. Believe me. After this, Biafra will come. They are using every available medium to bring Simon Ekpa down, but Simon Ekpa is not going down. Every step of the way they make mistake. Every step of the way they are falling. Every step of the way I am defeating them, and I will continue to defeat them until Biafra restoration and Biafra is declared. Now I want everybody to listen to the story I'm about to tell. Some of you do not know this man. I'm going to tell you who he is today. One moment. You know, our people are in the Nigeria state has actually, you know, destroyed some people's brain that they no longer think like human beings. And so when something happened after 2 weeks, you forget it. Now, this man you see here have a history. And anybody that deals with Ifeanyi Oba is a criminal. So I am officially declaring this bishop as a criminal from today. Now here, some of you don't remember 6 years ago, there is a bishop that was sent to Ahiara Diocese. Ahiara Diocese. Ladies still reject Bishop Opaleke. His name is called Bishop Opaleke. Bishop Opaleke was rejected by Ahiara Diocese because of what you see him displaying now against Simon Ekpa. He is filled with impunity, corruption, and criminality. So those who knows him very well, when he was sent to Ahiara Diocese, they rejected him. This happened 6 years ago. So what you see happening now in Nnewi is that if this bishop were to be allowed to head the diocese of Ahiara, he will be committing this particular impunity right from the podium and from the pulpit of Ahiara Diocese. But today, it is happening at Nnewi. It is happening right from Nnewi's diocese, where Ifeanyi Oba has now entered church with criminality. Ifeanyi Oba has entered church with fraud. Ifeanyi Oba has entered church with corruption. He has corrupted everybody that comes across him, will become corrupt. Today, Bishop have joined him to start slandering ceremonial personnel. While other men of God are talking good about what I'm doing, this man has been bribed and bankrolled by Ifeanyi. And I stand to be corrected. Those of you who are from Unewi, please, bear me a witness. Where is this man serving? Which diocese? You know, diocese of Unewi is the bishop there and Ekulobe. And today, we are going to read the reason why he was rejected by Ahira diocese. So let us go there. And I want you to understand that this is 6 years ago. Today, none of the people in church today where he was slandering Simon Ekpa remembered his history. Why this corrupt criminal was rejected 6 years ago by another church. And let us read it. In line with Pope Francis' directive, demanding letters of allegiance from all the priests from Ahira diocese before July 9, the priest said they have complied with the content of the Pope message, but the entire laity equally rejected Bishop Peter Okpalaeke from assuming office in the diocese. Now, his full name is Bishop Peter Okpalaeke. Why would a church reject a bishop? You know, when this thing happened, some people in this Ahira did not know that this man is evil. But some people know. So they rejected him. When order from Pope, they rejected him. They said they don't want this evil man here. They don't want this criminal who wear gowns and all that in the name of worshiping and a Pope in their diocese. And that was how he was there. So let us read the story. Instead, the laity are demanding a bishop who has infirmity or incarnated in the diocese without minding his ethnic background. You see, they say instead of this particular man, corrupt man, Okpalaeke, to come to their diocese, they rather accept even Hausa man. They don't mind whether the person is Hausa. They don't mind whether the person is from Kafanchan. They don't mind who the person is, even if it is not an Igbo man. But let it not be this man. And you wonder why. Why would a church, why would priests, other priests like you, why would the congregation of people who call themselves Christian reject a bishop? Because there is something the Kakos know that ordinary members of the church do not know about this man. And this attitude has actually exonerated them after 6 years. He has aligned himself with a known criminal, a known murderer, a known drug and fraudster called Ifeanyi, whose criminality started from Congo down to Nigeria. Now let us continue. They said nothing that they would not accept Okpalaeke for the fact that he does not understand the culture, language of the people, claiming he was secretly imposed on the people of the diocese without following due process expected in the selection and appointment of Catholic bishop. You see? So he was imposed by another corrupt individual somewhere who has an interest in the diocese. It is not for the best interest of God. It is not for the best interest of the people of God. It is not for the best interest of the faith. It is for the interest of a corrupt and criminal-minded people who have connived to impose him to the Ahira people. Now let us continue. So his criminality did not start today. 6 years ago, they rejected him. Meanwhile, the governor of Imo State, Chief Rosa Sokorocha, had personally led head of security agencies in the state, as well as his cabinet member and the chairman of the State Council of Traditional Ruler, Eze Samuel Ohiri, to the Maria Mater Excellencia Cathedral Ahira Mbaise to address the priest and the laity, where he had appealed for peace and calm while he studies the matter. You see? So Rosa Sokorocha get involved. That will tell you who the man is. He meddled with the politicians, he meddled with criminals, he meddled with those who impoverished you, He meddled with the politicians who have made you what you are today, who have enslaved you in Nigeria. That is why he is speaking ill about Samuel. Now you understand. That's why he go to Newi, where he has found a safe haven in the midst of criminals like Ifeanyi Oba. And today, they have ordered him to go to church and start preaching and talking ill about Samuel. So somebody, a bishop, will go to church. And all he does is to preach about Samuel instead of preaching Jesus. When did that become Jesus? When did that become Moses? When did that become Nebuchadnezzar? When did that become John the Baptist? That somebody should be preaching me in the church. This is ridiculous. Now, but that is because he is not, one moment. That is because he is not genuine and because he's a criminal. If he is not a criminal, he will not be preaching about Simon Ekpa. Now let us listen to the idiot again.
Ndị nke m fụrụ n'anya o nwere nwatakịrị onye Igbo na-amaghị na isi anya ya mma a na-akpọ Simon Ekpa. Ụna maka Simon Ekpa, ọ nọ na Finland ya na nwunye ebiri ya na ụmụaka ebiri, ọ sị na Naịjirịa ama ndị mma. A na-atụkọrọ ya ego na ọ na-fight kọsụ Biafra. Ọ nọ na Finland na-fight kọsụ ya nọta na be anyị ka anyị na-emewe.
Have you all listened to him? Now let us continue reading. They continued. The appointment of Okpalaeke was, however, rejected by the priest and the laity in Ahera diocese, resulting in a statement that led to the shutdown of the Ahera Cathedral and the Bishop Court. You understand? Any place this bishop enters, he creates crisis because he meddles with criminals, he meddles with politicians, he meddles with people that does not mean well for the citizens of that region. So when Okorocha was there, he meddled with Okorocha, and everybody knows who Okorocha is. He meddled with Okorocha, he brought crisis to Ahera, and they had to close the cathedral down. Today, he has taken it upon himself at Nnewi and the Kulobia, where he is. Now, he is now fighting against Biafra with Ifeanyi Oba, always creating controversy in the church, to the extent of going to church service on Sunday and enter the podium, the altar of God, and started preaching sermon. Please, I want Biafra people who are there in the Kulobia on Nnewi to tell this man that Chineke ga-amụya akanti, that God is going to slap him. Esbota kanti. Slapping sounds very good in English word. No ga-amụya akanti. Akanti in Igbo language is more of, carries more weight. So Chineke ga-amụya akanti for preaching ordinary mortal like me in the church. And this man, ordinary opportunity he has to preach salvation to people, to pray for people if the prayer works. All he did was to take that time to castigate Simon Ekpa, to please Ifeanyi Oba, so that Ifeanyi Oba will now say, "Oh, you are working very well. You are a good man of God. Come and take some dollars from me, or come to my house and take some cow, Fulani cow, and all that." Oh, that's all. Otherwise, why would you go to church and you take your time and start castigating somebody just because Ifeanyi Oba started fighting Biafra? You want to join him. Ifeanyi Oba go to armed robbery, you join him. Ifeanyi Oba go to kidnapping, you join him. Ifeanyi Oba defraud Nigeria, you join him. Because there is nothing else that made him to start castigating me, if not just to please Ifeanyi Oba. All this is to please politicians. That's why I have always said it. Anybody that is against Biafra, go and check him. He is corrupt. He's a criminal. He's anticipating to get something for attacking Biafra. And above all, the person is evil. And this is exactly what I have seen in this man. First, he created a chaotic situation, closed the Ahera diocese, they rejected him, and then they pushed him away, and he found himself in a Kulobia. Today, he is now campaigning for Ifeanyi Oba And let us continue reading. They continue that yesterday, thousands of Catholic faithful from the 363 parish in the embattled diocese, you see, in the embattled diocese, he made it become embattled, stormed the cathedral to protest the failure of the Vatican to appoint another bishop to replace Opaleke, whom they said can never be welcome in the diocese. All right? However, there was a mild drama when the church members who were dressed in black attire and traditional Catholic dresses got to the gate to find it under lock and key, with the heavy presence of stern-looking policemen who were drafted to stop the planned procession. Do you understand that? This man created this kind of situation inside church. But after several hours of consultation and phone calls by elders of the church, the policemen were directed apparently by their superiors to open the church gate for the protesters. Their separate speeches while addressing congregation after a peaceful rosary procession at the cathedral by a well over 10,000 laity members made up Christians, Father Organization, Christian Women Organization, and the youth. The president of Laity Council, Ahira Diocese Chief Gerald Anyanwu, said that both the priests and laity of the diocese are not disobeying the Pope, but what they demand is justice and fair play. He wondered why the selection of Opaleke was done without a recourse to consider the three names listed by the former Bishop Victor Chikwe before he died 5 years ago as a possible replacement, insisting that Ahiram Baise, with over 750 priests of different congregations in the Catholic Church, was qualified to have one of their own made a bishop of the diocese. We are not disobeying the Pope. We observe that there was a mistake in the selection and appointment of Bishop Opaleke, Peter Opaleke, and our mission is to ensure that such mistake is corrected. We all know there is nothing like any other mistake other than they know this man is evil, they know this man is a criminal, and he is now displaying the criminality at the Ekulobia diocese, which is, some people say, he is now serving as at Newe and all that. I want everybody to listen to him again.
Ndị nke m fụrụ n'anya, o nwere nwatakịrị onye Igbo na-amaghị na isi anya ya mma a na-akpọ Simon Ekpa. Unu anụ maka Simon Ekpa? Ọ nọ na Finland, ya na nwunye biri, ya na ụmụaka biri, ọsọ na Naịjirịa ama ndị mma. A na-atụkọrọ ya ego na ọ na-fight cause Biafra. Ọ nọ na Finland na-fight cause ya nọta na bank anyị na-emewe.
All right, and thank you very much. Now listen very attentively for this special announcement. My heart is gladdened for what Biafra people have displayed so far. And I can beat my chest and say that we are ready for freedom. And because of this, there is a change in our ongoing sit at home. On Sunday, which is the 9th day of July 2023, we are going to ease sit at home. Sit at home continue tomorrow, Saturday. On Sunday, the 9th, we want entire Biafra open. Everybody open your gate. The roads leading to Biafra will be open. Those who do markets on Sunday will be open. Shops will be open. Churches will be open. Place of worship on Sundays will be open. Everything in Biafra land will remain open on Sunday. On Monday, we end the sit at home the 1 week long sit at home on Monday. So I want this particular message to go viral, to go to the entire Biafra people, that our week-long sit at home Sunday will be observed as a break. Previously, we have had only on the 6th of July as a break, but because of what the Biafra people have displayed and demonstrated, that indeed they are awakening. We are really, really overwhelmed. We don't need to overstretch ourselves. So on Sunday, we want every place of worship open. Very, very important. Every place of worship open. Those who do market on Sunday, open your shop. Those who do whatever you do on Sunday, open. Everywhere open. Our federal road open. On Monday, we are locked down. On Monday, we are on total and complete lockdown in the entire Biafra land. And we have written to Tinubu to demand the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For over 70 million Biafrans are now in a very high hope, waiting for Tinubu to react to what is happening in Biafra land and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to us. Failing to do that, after Monday, our target is to make sure that Nigeria do not, and their counterparts and whoever facilitates the exploitation of our oil, we are going to make sure that before you take one liter of oil or whatever you take from our land, you are going to suffer before you get it. Our aim and objective and target is to make sure that oil exploitation is grounded to ground zero. You cannot be taking our oil, you cannot be taking our resources and fund the killing of our people. It is going to stop. And the stopping of it starts from after this Monday. So release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and begin to prepare for the referendum of Biafra. We are already on our path, on our way to prepare and organize our self-referendum, which is going to take place very soon. Nigeria government, Islamic government will be notified about it. The ECOWAS or AOU, don't even want to recognize them, will be notified just for formality's sake. The European Union, the UN, the United States will be notified on the coming of the self-referendum of Biafra. And then after that, the rest will be history. So, like I said, I don't want to stay up to 1 hour here. I want to thank you all. I want this message as very, very short and simple. Tomorrow, the sit at home continue. Sunday, there is no sit at home. Everybody go to worship your God. Go to worship whatever you worship for Sunday. Monday, we embark on another sit at home. And that will be the last day for the week-long sit at home. And we'll go back to the drawing board and come back again to Biafra people. I thank you all. May God bless you all for your support, for your prayer so far, and for what you have done to make this sit at home civil disobedience a success. I thank the Biafra Liberation Army. I thank the Eastern Security Network. I thank Umar and their husband. I thank all of you, the media team. I thank our traditional rulers. I thank the monarch in Biafra land. I thank the Biafra de facto government. I thank all the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I thank all of you who facilitated and supported this movement. I thank the entire Biafra people, over 70 million Biafra people who stand strongly behind what I'm doing so far. I thank all of you for your support. And then to the enemy of Biafra, Apua. Thank you very much. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Biafra Liberation Army. May God bless Eastern Security Network. May God bless Omar and her husband. May God bless our media team. May God bless our Biafra Republic government in exile. May God bless all our cabinet and those supporting us, both in prayers, physically, financially, and otherwise. From here, from me, is good evening and good night.
That is why an organization as big as the World Igbo Congress could not make any iota of difference in our lives. As big as they are. With WIC here, why wouldn't Nnamdi Kanu come from the UK to come here to lobby your lawmakers? Why should I? You are the ones to do it and tell me what is happening here. Right. Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke nna nke na-edu ndị ya n'ụzọ ije, onye anyị na-arịọ ka o si n'ihe ọjọọ bụ obodo ekwensu bụ zuu Nigeria wee wezụga ndị ya, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, Chineke nna nke kere ihe niile ekere eke, nke anya mmadụ dị ndụ na-ahụ mana onweghị onye kere ya, ihe niile ikere eke na-erubere gị isi nna nke ebere. Ọ bụ ya mere okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Anyị wee na-akpọku aha nsọ gị, wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-ebuli gị elu, na-asị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-aja gị ma onye ime eluigwe. Anyị ga-eto gị ma kpụ isi ala nye gị. Anyị na-asị gị biko na otu na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma. Lekwe mkpụrụ obi ụmụ gị bụ ndị obodo ekwensu zuu memilara, ka anyị na-arịọ ka iwe nabata na ndokwa gị na nke ebere, ka iwe chebe ndị dị etu a, ka ya nwee ka ọ zuoro ka ha rabụ ndị nọ n'ime igwe. Ọnọdụ ụmụ gị nọ n'elu ụwa, onye nwe m na Chineke nna, na ụmụ gị ndị ya niile bụ ndị lara azụ, bụ ndị janjawid Fulani memilara, onye nwe m, ka anyị na-asị biko lekwe ka ọnọdụ ha dị, kwee n'ihi ya wee mere anyị ebere. Anyị mana anyị mere mmehie wee megide gị site n'okwu ọnụ, site n'echiche, site n'akparamagwa, onye nwe anyị, kama na mmehie anyị akarịghị nke ndị ọzọ. Ahụhụ anyị nọ n'ime ya wee karịsịchaa, anyị wee na-agabiga ihe niile dị iche iche, atamahụhụ niile dị iche iche, mkpagbu niile dị iche iche. Ndị ọjọọ wee si ebe niile dị iche iche wee pụta, bụ ndị janjawid tụrụ ime ha n'ala nsọ gị, na ihe dị etu agba arụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ndị nsọ, na ị ga-ekpochapụrụ anyị ndị a niile n'ezi omume gị, n'ihi na ala nsọ ebe Biafra agaghị ahụ ihe ruru unyi na nke ebere ọbụla dị mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee gbaa ụmụ gị ume, dịka nsi wee kwuo na ọ ga-ewe anyị izu ụka abụọ anyị wee mara ndị bụ ndị, iwe gosi anyị n'ezie n'ezie na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke na nke usu niile nke ndị agha. Na anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị gị eze ndị eze biko nụ, ka okwu gị wee bịa na mmezu n'ime ndụ anyị, ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị wee rụọra gị ụlọ ukwu na arọchukwu, wee jaa gị mma, wee too gị, wee kpọkuo aha nsọ gị n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu, asụghị ngọngọ, atụghị egwu mmadụ ọbụla. Ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe niile n'ime ndụ anyị, ụwa niile ga-asị n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ IPOB bụ ụmụ Chineke nna, na ala Biafra bụ ala nsọ ka ọ bụ onye nwe anyị. Iwe na-asị n'otuto na nsọpụrụ ga-adịrị gị mgbe niile wee ruo ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise. We are moving on relentlessly on this very evening. Of course, we are very sober, we are very reflective, we are still mourning our loss and those that the enemies took their lives on Sunday. They were not armed. We were not protesting, albeit that protest is not a crime. There was no form of agitation, but the enemies decided to kill your children. And it is unfortunate that some individuals, some ethnicities in the damnable zoological republic, the enemy. That is why we are always grateful to Almighty God in heaven. For the wonderful gift of revelation, discernment, knowledge, and reasoning that He has given to us. This very generation.
Daalụ nne na ụmụ Chukwu ka unu si wee gee ya bụ ife awa PM kwuru n'ilu akwụkwọ. Unu anụgo ka o si wee gbatakwulu, unu anụgasị gị ife o kwuru. Gịnị ka ị nwere ike ikwu, gwa ya okwu na akara nke a na-akpọ kọmentị n'ọnụ oyibo na the commission below. Gịnị ka ị chere gbasara maka ihe Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'elu akwụkwọ a? Ka efe ichelụ kabarụ ka ị dropụla ya on the commission below. Once again, echefuna na ya bụ Eastern News 24 bebe si wee na-etere unu ozi a bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa. Daalụ niile na ụmụ Igbo, daalụ niile na ụmụ Biafra, ka emesịanụ ndị be anyị.